you can guarantee that the chances of bumping into somebody here tonight are quite slim. And a little bit over there is the motorway in Glasgow. We're not far from there. But still, this place at this time, or maybe just at this time of night, is just so hauntingly beautiful. And I just wanted to share something that happened yesterday. And I don't know if anybody else has ever experienced this, but it's kind of like you get a pull that pulls you towards yourself. And what I mean by that is I had this real deep agony to meditate, to sit in stillness. Blackbird just went by there, and I felt really strong about it, and I found myself just sitting and just closing my eyes. It was kind of like I was being drawn inward. I didn't have to think, oh, I'm going to go and do a meditation, or I'm going to go and... I didn't have that cognitive kind of thought of that's what I'm going to do. There was a feeling, a really deep feeling that was drawing me towards that movement. So I haven't done a kind of seated meditation practice like that for a little while, a few months anyway. You know, that way where you just sit really still and then your breath begins to regulate and you start to feel your system slow down a bit, and you start to meet whatever's coming towards you. You know, I definitely spend a lot of time moving and on autopilot. And it's funny, I was only there a few minutes and I started to exhale and I started to breathe. And I got this message, and especially in starting this YouTube journey, I've been following threads of, oh, I like what that person's saying, and I like this book here, and you know, are things that I've been interested in general, just speaking about those things and bringing it into my videos and just talking about stuff. And then when I sat there last night, I just heard this voice. I just heard that none of this you have to do with your mind. And it was more about, and the reason why I'm saying this is because before that I was thinking, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? What do I want to say in the next video? What book can I look at that will give me some inspiration? So that's the kind of pointer at this point. You know, what's going to give me the inspiration. And as I sat down to sit still, as I sat down to meet myself and listen to myself, or to be with myself, I then heard that don't follow other people. Follow your own heart, follow yourself. Because there was this kind of thing about going and looking in books and watching things to you know, be inspired by, and all that is absolutely fine. I know it's absolutely fine. But there was a little arrow pointing to my own heart. And my mind instantly said, oh no, there's nothing there to look at. It's all a lot of rubbish there. You have to look outside of yourself. You have to find the answers in other people. You have to find answers in books, and you have to find answers in podcasts and other YouTube videos, and all that is so great, right? It has its place, and I was aware that for me I had to follow how I do things, or follow my own heart. And that's tricky, right? Because there's so much outside of ourselves that leads us outside, that leads us away from ourselves, that leads us away from our own heart, our own knowing, our own inner trust. And I just wonder what it will look like by spending more time with oneself in order to really meet oneself. And just wondering what that means, really. Okay. Thank you so much for listening. And I'm going to get back to the car because it's getting a little bit cold now. So I'm just waiting for my daughter to come out of her harp lesson. And I just love how these trees look like in this misty, foggy, two different things I know, but this evening where the sky is just like grey, but all you can see is the silhouettes of the trees. I mean, look how magical this is. So before I came out here to Glasgow today, I was at home for quite a long day with the girls, and my body was beginning to do its usual inner rattle kind of thing. And that's been happening for about 4 years since I turned 40 really, is when it first kicked off. And it was about 2 o'clock and I knew that I still had the whole night to go. And I knew that I had a lot of driving to do and take my daughter to various places. So we've got drama to go to next in Glasgow. So I knew there was a lot to do, and the only thing that I knew that would help would be to throw myself into the most freezing cold shower I could make. And I haven't been in a cold shower for about 3 weeks. I think since I've started this YouTube channel, I've been so caught up in it, and my mind has been saying, oh, you don't need a cold shower, oh, you don't need to do that self-care stuff, just keep focusing on your videos and stuff. I know that's okay to a point, but my body was really needing the reset, I think. So what it does for me when I have a cold shower is it almost like fragments it fragments the rattling. It dissolves it for a little while, and it'll take a little while, maybe until tomorrow, till it returns back to the same heightened sensations. But by having that cold shower, to the point where it knocks me dizzy, it has to knock me dizzy. Yeah, I need to get to that point. Then I've had that reset for a little while. So as you can see, the light's starting to fade now, and I'm going to show you this house behind me. It looks really spooky at this point. I don't know if you can see it. Do you see the light up there? Look, the light in the distance. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for listening and watching. And there's going to be some other wee videos pop up, so you're very welcome to go and have a wee look at them and see what you think. Okay, bye for now.